Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business and Commercial Knowledge. In this lecture, we'll continue with Business Chapter 3, that is Business Organizations. All the concepts will be covered in the coming series of lectures. Let us continue. This is lecture number 6. In this lecture, we'll begin the discussion of NTPC. We'll start the discussion of NTPC. So is NTPC is incorporated in the year 1975. NTPC is owned by Government of India. The headquarters of NTPC is in New Delhi. Mr. Gurdeep Singh is the chairman and the chief executive officer CEO of NTPC. Mr. Anil Kumar Gautam is the Director of Finance, CFO of NTPC. Company's introduction, who is corporate and what it does. NTPC Limited is popularly known as National Thermal Power Corporations Limited. It is a public sector undertaking, PSU. It is a public sector undertaking engaged in the business of generation of electricity and allied activities. It is the top power company of India with a commissioned capacity of 48,028 megawatt. It feeds a fourth of India's electricity. India's electricity needs, or as we say, NTPC lights up every fourth bulb in the country. It is one of the most efficient power companies in India, having operations that match global standards. Commensurate with our country's growth challenges, NTPC has embarked upon an ambitious plan to attain a total installed capacity of 130 gigawatt by 2032. The company has also ventured into oil and natural gas exploration, coal mining activities. Let's understand the history of NTPC. It was founded in 1975 to accelerate the power development in India. It started work on the first thermal power plant project in 1976 in Shaktinagar, named National Thermal Power Corporations Private Limited, Singrauli, in Uttar Pradesh. NTPC became a Maharatna company in May 2010, one of the only 4 companies to be awarded this status. Philosophy of NTPC. Company's vision: to be the world leading power company energizing India's growth. Mission: provide reliable power and related solutions in an economical, efficient and environmental friendly manner, driven by innovation and agility. Let us understand about the portfolio of business, products and services. Subsidiary companies: NTPC Electric Supply Chain Limited, NESCL, NTPC Vidyut Vyapar Nigam Limited, NVVN, Kanti Bijli Utpadan Nigam Limited, Bhartiya Rail Bijli Company Limited, BRBCL, Patratu Vidyut Utpadan Nigam Limited, PVUNL Business in News. NTPC ranked 492nd on Forbes World Largest Public Corporation list 2019. NTPC ranked 288th on the Forbes World Best Employers list 2019. A term loan agreement for rupee 5,000 crore was signed by NTPC with State Bank of India on 6 December 2019. NTPC Limited, India's largest power generation company, has been bestowed with the Golden Peacock Award for Sustainability 2019 during the 19th International Conference on Corporate Governance and Sustainability held in London, UK. For the financial year 2018-19, NTPC Limited has paid a final dividend of 2,473.64 crores, being 25% of the paid up equity share capital of the company. I believe you understood till here. Let's continue. Business sector of NTPC. Business sector is power. Major products and services. Major products and services. Coal based, gas based, and hydro based. Company's website www.ntpc.co.in. The company has also ventured into oil and gas exploration, oil and gas exploration, and coal mining activities. Coal mining activities. In 2015-16, the revenue of in 2015-16 the revenue of NTPC Limited was rupees 71,696 crores. It employs more than 24,000 people. It employs more than 24,000 people. Other relevant information: milestone, achievement. NTPC was ranked second among the 250 largest power producers and energy traders in the world by Platts in 2015. On overall basis, on overall basis, NTPC ranked on overall basis, NTPC ranked 56th amongst 250 companies 250 companies in 2009. it received it received ICSI National Award for for excellence in corporate governance in corporate governance. I believe you understood. I believe you understood till here. Let us continue. The next organization for which we are going to start our discussion is ONGC. ONGC was incorporated in the year 1956. The Government of India owns ONGC, that is Oil and Natural Gas Corporations Limited. The headquarters of ONGC is in Uttarakhand, India. Mr. Shashi Shankar is the present chairman and the managing director of ONGC. Mr. Subhash Kumar is the director of finance, CFO of ONGC. I believe you understood. Let us focus on the introduction of the company. Who is corporate and what it does? Oil and Natural Corporation Limited, ONGC, is a public sector undertaking, PSU, of Government of India under the administrative control of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. It is India's largest oil and gas exploration and production company. It is involved in exploiting for and exploiting hydrocarbons in 26 sedimentary basins of India and owns and operates over 11,000 kilometers of pipeline in the country. Its international subsidiary ONGC Videsh currently has projects in 17 countries. It produces around 77% of India's crude oil, equivalent to 30% of the country's total demand, and around 62% of natural gas. ONGC has ranked 449th in the Fortune Global 500 list of the world's biggest corporation for the year 2015. It is ranked 17th among the top 250 global energy companies by Platts. History of ONGC. ONGC was founded on 14th August 1956 by Government of India, which currently holds a 68.94% of equity stake. ONGC has discovered 6 of the 7 commercially producing Indian basins in the last 50 years, adding over 7.1 billion tons of in-place oil and gas, volume of hydrocarbons in Indian basins. Philosophy, vision, to be a global leader, to be a global leader in integrated energy business through sustainable growth, knowledge excellence, exemplary governance practices. Mission statement of ONGC: world class, integrated in energy business, domain dominant Indian leadership, and portfolio of business, product and services. Products and services. ONGC supplies crude oil, natural gas, and value added products to major Indian oil and gas refining and marketing companies. Business in news: ONGC ranked 220th on the Forbes World Largest Public Corporations list 2019. ONGC Maharatna of the Year. Non-manufacturing in Dalal Street, Roll of Honor. ONGC bags India Pride Award in 2018. It was conferred with Maharatna status by the Government of India in November 2010. ONGC has been declared as the winner of Golden Peacock Award for Risk Management for 2019 by the awards jury of Institute of Directors IOD India. Oil and Natural Gas Corporations ONGC Limited added another glory to its kitty bagging S&P Platts Global Energy Awards 2019 for corporate social responsibility diversified program. ONGC is the only Indian company to bag the honor from Platts, this time across all categories. Oil and Natural Gas Corporations of India (ONGC) has priced its maiden offering of US dollar bonds in the average principal amount of US dollar 300 million. The bonds will bear a coupon of 3.375%, will mature in 2029. This is the tightest coupon for 10 years or long tenor offering from India ever achieved by an Indian corporate. Business sector of ONGC. Business sector: natural gas. Natural gas. Major products. Major products and services: crude oil, natural gas, value added products to major Indian oil and gas refining and marketing companies. Website: www.ongcindia.com, www.ongcindia.com. ONGC has over 33,560 employees subsidiaries, subsidiaries, Hindustan Petroleum, Imperial Energy Corp, Mangalore Refinery, Dahej Special Economic Zones Limited, Dahej Special Economic Zones Limited. Next, other relevant information, other relevant information, milestone, achievement, achievement. ONGC was ranked as the most attractive employer in the energy sector in India. In India, in the Randstad Award, in the Randstad Award 2013, Randstad Award 2013. ONGC has been ranked ONGC has been ranked for 49th in the Fortune Global in the Fortune Global 500 list of the world's biggest corporations for the year 2015 for the year 2015. It is ranked 17th among the top 250 global energy companies by Platts by Platts. Next, ONGC was one of 12 winners. ONGC was one of 12 winners of the Golden Peacock Award 2014 for its corporate social responsibility practices. I believe you understood this. In April in April 2013, it was it was ranked at 155th place 155th place in the Forbes Global 2000 for 2012. It was conferred it was conferred with Maharatna status by the Government of India in November 2010. In November 2010. I believe you understood till here. The next company which we are going to start is Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. We'll begin the discussion of Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. It has been incorporated in the year 1989. The ownership of Power Grid is with Government of India. Its headquarters is situated in Gurugram, Haryana. Mr. Srikanth Kandikuppa, K. Srikanth, is the Chairman and Managing Director of Power Grid. The Director of Finance or the Chief Financial Officer is Mr. KSR Murthy. Mr. KSR Murthy. Let's understand about company's brief history, who is corporate and what it does. Company introduction. Power Grid Corporation is an Indian state-owned electric utilities company. It transmits about 50% of the total power generated in India on its transmission network. Its transmission network consists of roughly 1,34,018 circuit kilometers and 214 EHVAC and HVDC substations, which provide total transmission capacity of 2,78,862 MVA. Power Grid's interregional capacity is 63,650 MW. Initially, Power Grid managed transmission assets owned by NTPC, NHPC Limited, and Northeastern Electric Power Corporations Limited. In January 1993, the Power Transmission System Act transferred ownership of the three power companies to Power Grid. All employees of the three companies subsequently became Power Grid employees. Power Grid Telecom Company PowerTel operates a network of 29,279 kilometers and points of presence in 210 locations across India. Company's history. Power Grid Corporation of India Limited Power Grid was incorporated on 23rd of October 1989 under the Companies Act 1956 as a public limited company. Wholly owned by the Government of India, its original name was National Power Transmission Corporation, and it was charged with planning, executing, owning, operating, and maintaining high voltage transmission systems in the country. On 8th November 1990, National Power Transportation Transmission Corporations received its certificate of commencement of business. Their name was subsequently changed to Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, which took efficient on which took effect on 23rd October 1992. Let's try and understand the company's philosophy. Vision statement: world class integrated global transmission company with dominant leadership in emerging power market, ensuring reliability, safety and economy. Mission statement: we will become a global transmission company with dominant leadership in emerging power market and world class capabilities by: first, world class, setting superior standards in capital project management and operations for the industry and ourselves; global, leveraging capabilities by consistently generate maximum value for all stakeholders in India and in emerging and growing economies; inspiring, nurturing and empowering next generation of professionals; achieving continuous improvements through innovation and state of the art technology; committing to higher standards in health, safety, security and environment; portfolio of business, products and services offered by Power Grid. Power Grid Telecom Company PowerTel operates a network of 29,279 km and points of presence in 210 locations across India. Joint ventures: Power Links Transmission Limited, Torrent Power Grid Limited, JP Power Grid Limited, North East Transmissions Company Limited, Parbati Kodlam Transmission Company Limited, Teesta Valley Power Transmissions Limited, National High Power Trust Laboratory Private Limited, Energy Efficiency Services Limited, Cross Border Power Transmissions Company Limited, Bihar Grid Company Limited, Kalinga Vidyut Prasaran Nigam Private Limited, Power Transmission Company Nepal Limited (PTCN), RINL Power Grid TLT Private Limited (RPTPL). Subsidiaries of Private Power Grid: Power System Operation Corporation Limited (POSCO). Business in news. Power Grid ranked 865th on the Forbes World Largest Public Corporations list 2019. Power Grid ranked 341 on the Forbes Best Employer list 2019. Power Grid was adjudged winner of National Award of Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility (CSR) and Sustainability under organizational category of Best Community Development Awards on the Integrated Watershed Management in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh and Vijayapura, Karnataka, and National CSR Leadership Congress and award function organized by Zee Business in August 2019. Power Grid has once again retained its position as fastest growing electric utility in Asia Pacific. This is the sixth year since 2014 that the company has occupied this coveted slot globally. Power Grid is positioned as the fourth fastest growing electric utility. Power Grid has grabbed Central Board of Irrigation and Power CBIP Awards 2019 for the following categories: Best Performing Power Transmission Utility, CBIP Special Jury Award for Innovation Excellence in Power Transmission. Company's website www.powergridindia.com. Power Grid employs over 10,000 employees. Over 10,000 employees is employed by Power Grid. Its business sector is natural gas, major products and services, major products and services, crude oil, natural gas, value added products to major Indian oil and gas refining and marketing companies. Power Grid's CSR. Corporate social responsibility activities of Power Grid Corporation of India, Corporation of India Limited are focused towards initiatives that that promote inclusive growth, that promote inclusive growth and address and address the basic needs address the basic needs of the majority of underprivileged, majority of underprivileged and weaker weaker sections of society, weaker sections of society as per as per power grid as per power grid CSR policy as per power grid CSR policy preference preference is given to preference is given to address needs of address needs of the stakeholders needs of the stakeholders generally generally located in neighborhood neighborhood of of its areas spread across spread across areas of operation areas of operations due to its nature of business due to its nature of business operating areas of power grid operating areas of power grid include include remote and and far flung rural areas spread across spread across the country spread across the country and thus companies CSR companies CSR initiative generally CSR initiative generally benefit the benefit rural population and and marginalized marginalized communities marginalized communities. Kindly refer once more. Corporate social responsibility activities of Power Grid Corporation of India are focused towards initiatives that promote inclusive growth and address to the basic needs of the majority of underprivileged and weaker sections of society. As per Power Grid CSR policy, preference is given to address needs of the stakeholders generally located in neighborhood of its areas of operation due to its nature of business. Operating areas of Power Grid include remote and far-flung rural areas spread across the country and thus country's CSR initiative generally benefit the rural areas and marginalized communities. Let us move ahead. Power Grid Power Grid came out with its policy on CSR in 2009. The policy is amended the policy is amended from time to time. The policy is amended from time to time to align it with DPE guidelines DPE guidelines on CSR and sustainability and sustainability in line with notification of the of the Companies Act 2013 with effect from 1st April 2014 with effect from 1st April 2014 with effect from 1st April 2014 and the CSR rules thereof and the CSR rules thereof applicable with effect from 1st April 2014 April 2014 CSR and sustainability policy of Power Grid was suitably amended CSR policy of Power Grid was amended in its 307th board meeting held on 11th November 2014. Power Grid CSR strategy is aligned with national priorities and government guidelines and government guidelines Next, besides the policy, a separate delegation besides the policy a separate delegation delegation of power, DOP, for execution for execution of CSR projects for CSR projects has also been framed thus delegation of power gives decentralized powers and clarity to the working level executives. In execution of in execution of CSR projects. Further, power grid works and procurement policy and procedures are in place with institutionalizes works and procurement processes being adopted for the CSR functions as well. Let's move ahead. Besides these documents, various implementation mechanism are notified by the company from time to time to streamline the CSR functioning in the company. I believe you understood. Allocation of CSR funds during last 5 years. During last 5 years, in line with provisions of the Companies Act 2013, CSR budget of Power Grid, CSR budget of Power Grid is 2% of the 2% of the average net profit made average net profit made during the three immediately preceding financial years financial years. Accordingly, Power Grid accordingly Power Grid has made expenditure expenditure in a number of CSR schemes in a number of CSR schemes. Details of CSR budget Details of CSR budget and expenditure incurred are as follows as follows. Make 3 columns: period, budget, and expenditure. Financial year 2019-20, budget was 209.92 crores, expenditure 346.21 crores. Financial year 2018-19, budget 186.72 crores, expenditure 195.51 crore. Financial year 2017-18, budget 157.94 crore, expenditure 157.99 crore. Financial year 2016-17, budget 135.58 crore, expenditure 147.27 crore. And at last, financial year 2015-16, the budget was 121.79 crore and expenditure 115.78 crore. I believe you must have understood till here. Let us quickly see what we have done in today's class. Let us quickly recap what we have done in today's class. So we have today's class with the discussion of NTPC Limited, National Thermal Power Corporations Limited. We have discussed the company introduction, the brief history about the company, the philosophy of the company, the portfolio, that is the business, that the product and services offered by the company, its joint venture with different companies, and its various achievements, awards, recognitions. Then we shifted to Oil and Natural Gas Corporations Limited, ONGC. We have discussed the brief history of the company, introduction, the vision statement, the mission statement of the company, the products and services offered by the company, in which sector the company is operating, subsidiaries of ONGC, achievements and milestones of ONGC. Then we shifted to the last company, that was Power Grid Corporations of India. We have discussed the brief history about the company, the vision and mission statement of the company, the products and service portfolios of the company, the different joint ventures of the company with different country companies, the subsidiaries of Power Grid and its various achievements, and the CSR rules. What the Power Grid had done for CSR, that is the corporate social responsibilities, and a comparative analysis of last 5 years detailed CSR budget. I believe you must have understood till here. I believe you must have understood till here. We are stopping here. We are stopping here. We'll continue from here in the next class. We have discussed 3 companies today. We are stopping here. We'll be continuing from here in the next class. Thank you. Thank you very much.